Hi, it's Liz, and I have another Flow Style junk journal for you. These are part of a collection from a paper pad by Graphic 45, and it's called Portrait of a Lady, and I just loved them and decided to make up a couple of journals. They are in green and peach and brown, and the cover is one of the pieces of scrapbook paper. This is a soft cover Flow Style journal. It's designed to be taken apart and the pieces used in your own crafts. It is tied together with 3 different strands of fibers. There's a brown wool that's hand spun and hand dyed. There's a peach colored cotton pearl, and then there's a multicolor, mostly green synthetic. And you can see these are wrapped around twice, so you actually get quite a bit of these textiles. So this book is 6 inches by 9 inches. I take the piece of scrapbook paper and fold it down the center and then fold it up 3 inches to make the pocket. The pockets are secured with washi tape, which is removable so that you can recycle the whole cover. Inside on the front pocket, there is yet another yarn that is wrapped around a card and secured with a paper clip. And in the front pocket, we have a coordinating paper here that has little cards on the front and print on the back. And this is a wonderful doily that my husband made on the Cricut. And this is a page from a book on the history of lace that has great graphics in it. Again, coordinating cards. This is a page from quite an old children's book. The paper is sort of delicate. It doesn't fold, so I cut it into 2 pieces. This is a coordinating piece of scrapbook paper, and this is an illustration from a quite old children's book. That's quite nice. That's the front pocket. The first page is a book of sheet music. It's from a book of sheet music from Gilbert and Sullivan's operas, or operettas. This is a page from a very old receipt book, some grid paper. This is a stamp on a piece of paper that I did, and it's got a piece of double-sided cardstock that it's attached to. This is a copy of a page from a Polish book that I have that I quite like. A couple of pages here from a very old book that's sort of a compendium of knowledge from about the 20s. This is a page from a hymnal. This is a book called Victoria that has great pictures in it. This is a Spanish book that has wonderful aging on it. It's just fabulous. This is a book from the 50s. Again, these cards. This is a piece from the Graphics 45 papers. Most of them have sort of a mostly solid tone-on-tone print on the back. And then it's attached to another piece of double-sided scrapbook paper, the heavy kind. This is an inventory sheet from a tire store. This is from a bird book. This is a book in French that I used alcohol ink and sprayed through a doily to get this pattern. This is a copy from a vintage ledger that I have that starts in 1915. It's from a clothing store, and these are all orders for suits. This is a reproduction Sears Roebuck catalog, but it got a lot of sun exposure and has aged beautifully, making it look very vintage. This is a book called St. Elmo from the 1800s. This is a European train schedule. It's actually from the 70s, but once again, it's got a little age on it. This is a stamp of a vintage timepiece. It's got a piece of double-sided cardstock behind it. And then those are both attached to another piece of double-sided scrapbook cardstock. And then in the center, we have 2 different envelopes. And then this side, a couple of tags that I have decoupaged paper onto, the hymnal and books of various vintages. These are a couple of pieces of coordinating papers from the Graphics 45 collection. Again, the double-sided. And here's another one of those cards. and a couple of coordinating scrapbook papers, and these are the lighter weight ones. And then some stamped images that I've done in coordinating inks. And let's tuck those babies back in there. The other side has 13 3-inch fabric squares in different coordinates, and I'd pull them out, but they're hard to get back into the envelope. Those are all ready to use in your projects. And the back side is mostly the other sides of those pages, with a few exceptions. This envelope has some different printed onto sort of cardstock thread spool artwork that are ready to be made into decorated paper clips or tuck spots, whatever you feel like. And also some buttons, some of which are new buttons and some of which are from my mother's button box that I recently got a hold of. And I put in this lovely peachy pink vintage button, a couple other nice ones as well to use in your projects. And then I paper clipped that here to keep any of these guys from escaping. And the back sides of the other pages. There's that lovely ledger again. Another stamped piece of paper and a coordinate from the Graphics 45 collection. And those are attached to a double-sided piece of cardstock. And love that book. Again, the Victoria book. And this is another piece of that heavyweight cardstock or graphics scrapbook paper, and a stamped image, and receipt, music. The back pocket has yet another textile on it, and let's see, more cards, a stamped image. It's a print by Gainsborough. This is a book on training electricians, and these are on air brakes for trains. We have these wonderful diagrams in them. Coordinating piece of scrapbook, bridge card, scrapbook paper, and this is a stamp with the names of a whole bunch of wild plants on it, which I just love. It sort of fades in and out as you go from the top to bottom and side to side of the page. And then at the back, there's another sheet of those cards. And this is from a book on Shaker furniture with dimensions and directions on how to build it. And that is the back pocket. This is one of several of these flow journals that I'm making with this paper collection. If you'd like one that is more peach or brown, look for some of the others. They are available at my Etsy store. Thank you so much for looking. Have a great day.